the players who have the most top 8s in these large competitions, but without a victory. Alex, of course, featuring a few extra ones, and you know both of them are very hungry for the victory.
Yeah, I feel like almost every time Rahul gets on stream, like the one thing that's said is just like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride sort of thing, because yeah, it's so close so many times here. Rahul's such a talented player, but yeah, can never clean it up. So I'm sure this would mean absolutely everything, especially coming off a top 4 at OCIC. So both of these players so accomplished here. This is going to be an incredible match. 2 awesome decks that we see. You know, there's not a Lugia in sight so far, at least in this matchup here. There's 2 in our top 8, but here we get a little spice here on the stream. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's always a treat for me as well, getting to stream and cast my dirt, baby.
Yeah, I'm sure both of these players had to work through a lot of those Lugias that we mentioned, but they are finally here
to play another teammate.
Don't have to worry about those anymore. Gonna be excited to see what setup Rahul has in store for us. You know Grant's going to be bringing the classic, get that Arceus, try to get some energies down, and set up a big guy to do some damage. But Rahul has to do everything so much quicker. Last time we had him on stream, did it twice in a row on turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. Having some good stream luck. Indeed. So we are going to be getting started here with these players, and in this match, let's just remind everybody, this is our top 8. So these players are trying to get into this top 4 here. Let's take a look at the initial startup for this game, the prize cards.
Yeah, it looks like Grant.
I would like to see
Rahul one of those metal energies. Nothing else that really sticks out to me too much.
Grant also deserves it.
Over on Rahul's side, down 2 speed lightning energies every once in a while. That is the way for him to draw into those extra pieces.
Yeah, actually, speed lightning energy, I think, has come in super clutch many times for Rahul that we've seen on the stream before. You know, Rahul was in the match that we got to stream at the very first game that we did in day 1. So now we're here in top 8. Just the storylines are playing out beautifully, Kyle. All right, here we go. Let's get into this match. This is our Masters Top 8 featured match, Grant Shen versus Rahul Reddy, and we are starting over here on Rahul's side with that nice little Hisuian Heavy Ball. Of course, we did see the Regi Gigas in the prize cards, so Rahul's just going to grab that little buddy right quick.
Yep, that is an important card because Ancient Wisdom is basically the way that your whole deck works. You need to get all those energies down as much as possible, and Rahul is only playing the 2 copies, and we know that this battle is going to be all about the stadiums. Rahul is playing the 4 Path to the Peak, and on the other side, Grant is playing the 3 Lost City. And if you have 2 Regigigas in the Lost Zone, you don't play Pokemon very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this matchup is definitely going to come down to those tech cards and when specifically they are played. They have to be played at the absolute perfect moment every time because you only have so many of them and you have to make them count. So on both players' sides, that's what we're going to be seeing in this match. But for the turn for Rahul, just wrapped it up, discarding a Scoop Up Net with an Aurora Energy. Choice Belt comes down onto the Gigas, and we're over here on Grant Shen's side. We start off with that Colress here. Usually see it very popular in the Lost Box decks, pretty much the main engine, but here it's incredible for Duraludon VMAX. It has added so much consistency to the deck, and I think is one of the reasons that it's surviving so well in our meta today. So we are going to see 2 cards go to the Lost Zone there for Grant Shen, but hey, look at that start, Kyle, for Grant.
Grant, he finds the Hyper Potion there off of the Colress's Experiment, really understands the matchup well, as you see him go for the 3 metal energies on the Duraludon V. He's not thinking about VMAX right now. He's actually thinking about Gatling Slug and using those Hyper Potions to stick around. He's got easy knockouts lined up on the Regis, and this is a way that you can avoid walking right into the Regigigas, doing the Gigaton break for 300 damage.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage to take, and you don't want to give up that vulnerable VMAX. So Grant Shen knows this and is just playing out pretty well so far here. With that Arc V attaching those energy, we're over here on Rahul's side. Path to the Peak is in play now. We only have 3 Regi down so far for Rahul here. Cape of Toughness, the little tech that Rahul has added into the deck, is going to come down onto that Regi Rock here, as well as a couple of energy. Regi Drago is now out on the field as well after that beautiful research into a fresh 7 cards.
That is the best card for Rahul to find there, the Cape of Toughness. Of course, would love to have all of his Regis down, get that Aurora energy, and attack into this Arceus V for a knockout, but that's not going to be the case. Instead, at least finds the Cape of Toughness, and maybe could stick around if the Duraludon V is the attacker. If the Arceus is going to attack in, that's going to be unfortunate. We'll see if Grant has all the pieces, though.
Yeah, Rahul's hand is filled with supporters. It's like 3 supporters and a path to the peak as well, so there's some options for the next turn. And of course that path. Grant, Shen, let's see what we got here off of another Colress's experiment. So 3 cards going to the hand, 2 to the Lost Zone here. That's going to be a Choice Ball and an Ultra Ball from Grant Shen to the Lost Zone. But yeah, this is lining up pretty nicely, I'm sure. Trying to develop this board a little bit more here, starting off with an Ultra Ball. Has to discard 2 cards from the hand. It is going to be another Colress. Wow, Grant just found all the Colresses in these last 2 turns.
And every time that he throws away a way to search out Pokemon, you know that he's got a way to find it once more. Absolutely. There is the Arceus V-Star. Have to expect to see that fighting energy come down, perhaps, and that's going to line up very smoothly here to take the knockout on the Regirock. The only question now is, do you want to work in the Lost City? And I think we're going to see that here.
Absolutely. Fantastic card. We've seen this against Regi, and it does come into play as a pivotal card for this matchup, because every Pokemon that is knocked out under Lost City goes straight to the Lost Zone, just as we saw with Rahul as right then with the Regirock, but we also saw that gift energy. So Rahul's going to draw up to 7 off the gift, which is fantastic as well on his side of things. But now the Regirock is gone forever, and the Regidrago is the one being promoted and into a trekking shoes. Has to keep that path to the peak. Of course, able to bump it with the one that was already in hand. So ready to go here. Reggie still hitting the bench as well. And we're just going to see a Marnie. So that huge hand Rahul has to be sent to the bottom of the deck here, and along with Grant's hand as well. Yeah,
Grant was building up a really nice hand there. Had a bunch of options if he was able to get attacked into. And Rahul desperately needs to find some more Pokemon here. This is a little bit awkward. We see the Energy Lotto trying to help out, but if you don't have all 6 of these Regis in play, you're not going to get a decent attack off.
I know, and I think this is probably the slowest we've seen Rahul go with this deck. I mean, like we said, such lucky times on stream, but hey, this is sometimes what happens here. But getting that twin energy off of the Energy Lotto, we're going to see a Capture Energy here, which is fantastic. Another Regi coming down that Regirock from the deck onto the bench here now for Rahul.
Yeah, we are all in on that Regirock. It has to stick around here. If we saw Boss's orders in Lost City, this game is all but sealed. Regirock is going to be the only way to knock out this Arceus V-Star in one shot as well. So really, Rahul putting a lot there when he grabs that Pokemon with the capture.
Absolutely. A couple energy in the hand here for Rahul as well. Didn't see the other 2 cards, but looks a little awkward still.
And look at this from Grant, looking at the Duraludon V, and sure enough, with these 6 medals, he's going to actually be able to set up double Gatling Slug here with all 6. That is perfect.
Such a dominant position for Grant to be in here. And and the boss as well.
Is there the Lost City?
Oh my gosh, no way do we see the Lost City.
That would be game ending, but
that would be incredible.
Great knockout there.
Absolutely.
Definitely buys plenty of turns, and you have to feel comfortable in this position if you are Grant.
Yeah, we now have just an uphill battle here for Rahul, having to get through even more obstacles with every single turn that passes by. Regirock in the discard pile, Regirock in the Lost Zone here. We do see the Quick Ball, at least, to search out another Pokemon here from the deck. But depending on how many Regirock that we have in the deck, we're going to need to see a way to recycle that back in from the discard. We are going to see the Regice come into play off of that Quick Ball for Rahul. So let's see what else is in the hand that can help out here. Another Marnie, so still is able to disrupt a little bit.
This is the Professor's Research Fighting Energy Edition. It's our favorite one there. Signed by the judge, too. That's limited edition, folks.
Signed by the judge. We have that Professor's Research. Going to discard the hand into a fresh hand, and that lovely Ordinary Rod is the perfect thing that you want to see to shuffle that Regirock back in, Quick Ball it back out of the deck, and also discarding another Aurora Energy. That's quite nice as well.
Yeah, is there a Scoop Up net to go along with this, or even a Twin Energy attachment? That would be phenomenal, because we could see the Regirock then take the knockout here, but I don't think that's going to line up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so either, Kyle. We're going to see here, that energy being placed onto the Regieleki there from that Ancient Wisdom, and we're just going to see the damage come down, and we're back onto Grant Shen's side.
It's crazy.
Grant now, we saw that use of the boss's orders, a little frivolous with that, but that's because he plays 4 copies, and he's going to find them very often. Sure enough, this time does not have it, but we do know one is in the prize cards. Yeah. We'll see if he's able to grab that one, as that would line up really well if you could remove this Regirock from play.
Yep, and that Terra Spark Regieleki being knocked out there for Grant Shen, down to only 4 prize cards left to take. We're back onto Rahul's side of the field here. Regidrago being promoted into the active here. Huge hand right now. Does have the quick ball ready to go here, just deciding how to play it out here. Quick ball, discarding a Registeel into the discard pile to grab back out another Regieleki. This is the targeted bolt Regieleki, but hey, still electric, and that's the buddy you needed on the bench for that Ancient Wisdom.
Yeah, that is the Pokemon that you need to find at least, because get that down so that you have the ability to get those additional cards, or those additional energies, excuse me. And the knockout is lined up here. Of course, having to work in 2 hits is unfortunate there for Rahul, but he's got the opportunity now to get the knockout with the Regidrago and then start to work on these Duraludon V. Thankfully, getting the damage down with the Terra Spark is going to be nice, because maybe it sets up some awkward math in the future, and he really needs Grant to avoid those Hyper Potions.
Yep, absolutely, Kyle. So a little bit of slow chugging away here from Rahul, but cleaning up the game definitely with these couple of turns. We see the energy come down onto the Regidrago here in the active position, and still continuing with the turn.
Looks like we're going to see the Serena just contemplating what cards
to discard.
Lose. Boss's orders kind of makes sense. Yeah. You're either playing against one Duraludon or the other.
True. There's on the field, couple of cards knocked down, but hey, we're back at it again. Let's see the cards that were drawn. I didn't get to check. I think it was an Ultra Ball.
Yeah, I think it was Ultra Ball Drago.
Yeah, okay, Ultra Ball Drago, perfect. All right, so we're going to see 2 prize cards there go to Rahul, and just reminding everybody, Path to the Peak has been in play pretty much this entire time, besides that bump of the Lost City. So Grant Shen did not use that V-Star power off of the Arceus V-Star. Just wasn't able to under that Path to the Peak. And now that Arceus V-Star is gone, Rahul Reddy going down to 4 prize cards. Back over to Grant Shen, lined up with those Duraludon V. Now big Paracel is on top of there as well. We're going to see the Raihan because of that knockout on the Arceus V-Star, and search out any card you want from the deck. Very powerful.
Well, I don't like Path to the Peak. It
Me neither.
really been a problem. Of course, Lost City is fantastic because you're able to put some of these Pokemon into the Lost Zone as you knock them out. But also, the big key here is the hard coat. You don't currently have hard coat right now, and you need to avoid being knocked out right now. And 180 damage is lined up with the Regigigas Choice Belt, but we see the Hyper Potion, an even cleaner route to avoiding being KO'd here.
Absolutely beautiful play there from Grant Shen. Fantastic. Looks like there's a little bit of a discussion there, but we did see the knockout on the Regidrago, taking a prize card, going down to 2 prize cards left, Kyle. This is coming down to it in this game 1 so far. Let's see if Rahul can recover from this in this turn. Still deciding on who to promote after this. It's going to be that Regigigas.
Yeah, I wonder if Rahul is regretting losing that boss's orders, because maybe he had a knockout lined up on the bench Duraludon V. Oh, hey, who cares? That's going to work out just fine now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Serena is a perfect inclusion to this deck. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon V into the active position. And hey, that Duraludon is a little V. So here we go. Rahul attaching those energy needed for the Gigas to take this huge knockout here with that Gigaton break.
Yeah, and if you think about the flowchart of this matchup, this is exactly what Rahul was looking for. Finally has a Pokemon in the active spot that has 150 hit points. Yeah. So right now you don't have a knockout lined up with the Duraludon V. You're also going to see all of the metal energies into the discard pile here, and I'm not sure that Grant has a way to bring those back unless it's the Raihan. So we'll see if Grant has that lined up. That's about the only way we could see that energy be the knockout.
Well, Grant used the Raihan earlier, though, so unless there's a Pal Pad.
That's not going to work then, is it?
Raihan's gone here. And we were just discussing before the match, too, Kyle. Grant does play 6 metal energy. A lot of Duraludon lists play 7, so it's a little slimmer even there on the metal energy as well for Grant Shen.
Grant is already thinking about the Duraludon VMAX at this point. I don't think he has the energy to go along with it, so won't actually be able to use that play, but instead checks the discard pile, looks to see which Pokemon that he can make the most havoc with, and goes with the Regi Drago, as there's already 2 in the discard now.
All right, so Regi Drago is gone here. Grant Shen going down to 1 prize card. Rahul only needing to take 2 here for the win in this game 1. Let's see what can happen. I mean, that's a huge hand that Rahul has. A lot of cards. Of course, going to look through Grant Shen's discard pile, see what resources are in there, see if he can wrap up this game.
Yeah, I mean, Rahul honestly doesn't really need Pokemon. He's got his great attacker there. He needs a Marnie, which he has in hand. So he's just going to try to piece this together, which strategy makes the most sense. Obviously, with the big Parasol, there's no disruption that you can use like the Regice. So I think you just attack in, try to put your opponent on a weak hand, and hopefully they don't have Evolution plus Fighting Energy or that Hyper Potion, which is only 1 more copy left.
Yeah, speed energy there, grabbing 2 cards for Rahul into a Trekking Shoes, which grabbed the Choice Belt, opted to keep the Choice Belt in hand off of the Trekking Shoes here. Yeah, but that Marnie just in the front position there on Rahul's side, and we're going to see it. Here we go. This is pretty huge here, this Marnie for both players. Rahul going to draw into 5 cards. Grant Shen only into 4.
I can't tell you how many times Grant has run into the perfect hand off of a Marnie. It's the only reason he's really here, as he found a great one against Ian Robb in the Swiss rounds, finding the only big Parasol off of the top after Ian had the perfect turn. So we'll see if Grant's able to come up with this one more time. I think I see the Duraludon VMAX, but I don't see the fighting energy to go with it.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be needed to get that attack. Absolutely, Kyle. Oh, the Duraludon V just flipped accidentally.
The big turn.
There we go, yep. Here we go for Grant Shen. What is in this hand?
He's got a Colress experiment if he wants to go digging.
There's Lost City. Just debating, it's between the Colress and another supporter?
And a Marnie.
It's a Marnie. All right, it's going to be the Colress.
Finds the Hyper Potion. I don't see an energy to go along with this and clean up. Yeah, I don't know what you can do with his hand. Do you have to just... There's no stalling really either. You've already used your supporter for the turn.
Oh, no.
It's just going to be a little short.
Cards didn't come in handy here for Grant.
Well, yeah, all in on hoping that we do not see a path to the peak. Passing the turn. Does Rahul have it? No, he's just got a bunch of Pokemon.
Oh, no. The hand equally as bad here for Rahul. We have the Ultra Ball, but it's going to be a ton of Pokemon that have to be discarded to it.
Do you ever just retreat and use Sonar and get the path back?
Oh my, honestly, maybe that might actually be what we see potentially. Rahul is always thinking of the outs here. Is that what we're going to see?
Here we go. You have to have it.
Absolutely. There we go. First, we're going to see that Ultra Ball down for Rahul as well to get the Drago out of the deck.
Electromagnetic Sonar.
That's hilarious.
All in on this to get this trainer back from his discard pile.
Put 1 trainer from your discard pile into your hand here on that Electromagnetic Sonar.
There it is. All right, Grant, you have 1 turn unless you Marnie me.
1 turn for Grant Shen. Needs that energy.
And this is wild. This only happens because Grant evolved into the Duraludon VMAX to have the Skyscraper ability, but that means he doesn't have access to the Gatling Slug attack anymore.
Oh no, Kyle. This is getting down to the wire here. I did not expect this match to go like this, but Grant Shen just has not been drawing into the cards that he needs here. So close yet so far, and it is now down to 1 to 2 prize cards.
He's going to use the escape rope here. Has the Arceus V that he can maybe switch into, but there's enough energies for the Regirock to take the knockout. You really have to avoid that. You have to... I don't know how you get away from this.
Yep, I don't see it either. Oh, is contemplating it because
hoping maybe to avoid the retreat if you can lock the Regigigas. But Rahul finds the scoop up net.
Oh my goodness. Marnie here for Grant Shen into a fresh couple cards, and it's just going to be the pass back to Rahul.
There's the path to the peak, and that is going to be it. Has the Regigigas, lines up the perfect knockout there, and with the 4 paths is able to take down all of those lost cities, and it looked like such a strong game from Grant. Rahul just hanging on.
Absolutely incredible. Definitely got lucky there. Grant was so close, yet so far away from winning that. And Rahul's going to take our game 1 here in our Masters Top 8. That was riveting, Kyle. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time there.
I wonder if there were enough fighting energies in the deck there with Grant, because he was playing them down to use them with the Hyper Potion, and I didn't see when he did the final Hyper Potion if it was with the double turbo or the other fighting, but he may have used all of his resources.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when Rahul was searching through the deck, or sorry, the discard pile, I'm pretty sure I saw 3 fighting.
Yeah.
So that might have just been it.
It definitely could have already happened there, which means that Grant did find an opportunity at the very end to close out. He was going to have to use quadruple turbo on the Arceus V, evolve into the V-Star, and then take the final prizes, which is ridiculous that both these players found the exact avenues, but this is what to expect when you get to this point.
Yep, absolutely. If all 3 of those fighting were gone, there was no choice but to take it with an arc. So that must have been what Grant was trying to pull off there. And I'm sure Rahul identified that as well from taking a glance at the discard pile. It's pretty well known that Duraludon usually plays 3 fighting energy. You don't really see lists that play more than that. So identifying that, getting to that spot, and hey, that's why Rahul Reddy is in Masters Top 8. So let's see how this next game goes, starting out with the prize cards here on Grant Shen's side.
Yep, we already see down 1 of those fighting energies that we mentioned, and for Rahul, going to be down 2 scoop up nets. That's unfortunate there. 2 of the Regis that could be found with a Hisuian Heavy Ball.
Yeah, also Grant Shen only plays 2 Arceus V-Star, and one of them is currently in the prize cards as well, so that could come into play potentially. Need to reset those prize cards real quick, because both of our players do have 6 at this point. Ultra Ball starting off the turn for Rahul Reddy, going second here, because Grant Shen just attached an energy and passed over.
Yeah, usually this is an opportunity for Rahul to take a knockout. I looked in the hand. The energies are there, but no supporter to really help out. I think it was just boss's orders. So if we saw maybe that fighting energy professor's research that we've been looking for all tournament long from Rahul, that'd be something that definitely could have led to this, but it might be a little bit slower now.
Yeah, we've seen the absolute pop-off here from Rahul plenty of times before in the Regi game, but we've also seen the opposite. We've seen Rahul take it slower with the other turns, just play well, play consistently, and get there and get the game at the end of things. That gift energy, very nice to have on there. Ooh, and the Cape of Toughness as well.
Yep, with the gift energy, that means that Rahul will have a guaranteed great hand to work with if Grant does find that 1 copy of Arceus V-Star still left in the deck.
Absolutely. Of course, that Regi Gate as well being played off of the Regis here to take out that Regieleki. Onto the field, it is going to be that targeted Bolt Regieleki coming down for Rahul, and that's going to be the turn after that move there. So we're going to be over on Grant Shen's side. Of course, the evolution can happen. The V-Star power can also happen for Grant Shen. There's no path to the peak in play at this point in time, but let's see what's in the hand to start us off here for Grant.
Yeah, I see the Hyper Potion along with the Colress's Experiment. Looks like 2 copies of Colress's Experiment. I'm actually going to be throwing away one of those Duraludon VMAX, which is totally fine to do. In this matchup, obviously, we've seen that Grant loves to work in the baby Duraludon V, and already lining that up here with the potential to see a Starbirth.
Absolutely. Just a baby, but taking out the Nox here. And taking out the Nox in Knoxville, Kyle. Gotta love it. All right, Grant Shen, we are going to see that evolution into the Arceus V-Star here. And now we're going through the deck, I believe, with the Ultra Ball.
Yep, I expect the ordering to be obviously the Colress's Experiment first, see some of those resources. Maybe you draw into the cards that you were targeting with the Starbirth. Then you can use that to clean it up. And he's got the metal energies to go along with it. Unfortunate that he did have to play one of those metals on to the Arceus. You usually would like to have the fighting energy there, and then you can have the 2 Gatling slugs ready to go, but sometimes it works that way.
Absolutely. Counting out those metal energies, super important. I don't know if I said it before, but yeah, the Duraludon V, the Gatling Slug, does do 40 damage for each metal energy that's attached to the Pokemon, plus that base 10 as well. So stacking up those energy, it's high cost, but high reward here for Grant Shen to take out these knockouts on each Regi. We are going to see the knockout there of the Regi Drago, so avoiding the gift energy, which is huge.
Yeah, that was the last card in the hand that I didn't see, and yeah, that is a great play. To use that boss's orders, avoid that gift energy, and take down a potential way to draw cards. So Rahul gonna have to use the energy lotto for a speed lightning to try to draw into a good resource like one of those professor's researches.
This is gonna have to be a lucky draw off the speed lightning. Let's see what Rahul can get. 2 cards here.
One time for one chain.
Come on! Oh, I didn't see the second one. What was it?
It's a speed lightning and a quick ball.
No. Yeah, you can only attach 1 energy manually per turn. So that is just going to be a nice little quick ball, and that's about it here for Rahul.
Yep, Regi Gate pass with a gift energy. Yep. Not the worst, definitely not the quickest, as we've seen Rahul do a lot better.
Absolutely, and on Grant Shen's side, just further establishing the board. This is what you don't want to see if you're in Rahul's seat right now, because each turn you fall further behind. That's just more Regi that Grant is going to be knocking out, and more obstacles for you to climb on Rahul's side of things. Needs to get a supporter desperately. Grant Shen, on the other hand, popping out that Colress's Experiment. Supporters all day here. 2 cards are going to go into the Lost Zone. We find that first fighting energy to be attached to that Duraludon V on the bench here from Grant.
Yeah, it looks like the fighting energy and the Lost City were found, which is perfect.
Oh,
because those are cards that when you look off of the Colress's Experiment, you can almost never throw into the Lost Zone. You're going to need to have every opportunity to put 2 of those specific Regis into the Lost Zone, and you need that fighting energy if you ever want to evolve or if you want to make quick use of that Hyper Potion.
Absolutely. Holding on to the Lost City for a very important turn in the future. For Grant Shen, Rahul Reddy did get the gift energy, so did get to draw into several more cards to the hand, up to 7. So that was pretty huge. Grant Shen just not being able to avoid it that time because the Colress's Experiment.
You can't do this to people, Rahul. That's unfair. With the trekking shoes, throws away the Aurora energy. Exactly what you want to find.
Absolutely bananas here. Regi Rock, of course, having that weakness on the Arceus V-Star.
That is unreal.
There's one thing Rahul always does in these matchups, and that is get the Aurora energy into the discard. Every time, I swear.
It's so often like in the first turn of the game, and sure enough, finds it here. I think he had an Aurora in hand, and now he has one in the discard, so now has access to all 3, and that's obviously the way to unlock any attack in this deck. Yes,
this is absolutely huge. Regi Rock having that move, but a lot of the other Regis as well having just different energy requirements that Rahul's able to do now. We're going to see 2 Regis go back into the deck off that Ordinary Rod.
First thing Grant does, look at the discard pile, says, do you have any left in there? Because I'm going to target down that one whenever you bench it. We see none right now, none in the Lost Zone, of course, too. So Rahul has avoided that much, but in this process has given up 2 prizes, finds the Regigigas off of that draw. Does he have a way to search? It looks like we see the Quick Ball.
Absolutely. Quick Ball is in hand now. Going to discard that boss's order. Coming down for Rahul to get that Regice out of the deck. The final piece needed here for that Ancient Wisdom on Rahul Reddy's side. Of course, there's plenty of energy now in the discard pile. So let's see what Rahul does with it. Ooh, and the Path to the Peak is in play as well.
Yep, plays the path, knowing that he's got to play that Professor's Research, fill the hand back up, give himself some opportunities to maybe find cards like those Ordinary Rods or a way to search out this Regirock. After the second Regirock, of course, I feel like this one's probably going to find the Lost Zone.
Absolutely, and there we go. Rahul is going to take a knockout here on that Arceus V-Star, going down, taking 2 prize cards, tying up here between Grant, Shen, and Rahul, and now it is over to Grant Shen's side. We do have that Duraludon V, 3 metal energy attached to it. for that Gatlin Slug here. But let's see what else establishes out of the hand for Grant Shen. Starting off with a quick ball to get another Duraludon V. We need to see some energy here, and Orion is a way to do that. Attaching the metal energy from the discard pile, going back into the deck for any other card, eyeing up that other fighting energy, which can really be difficult to find sometimes in this deck. So that might be the grab here for Grant.
Yeah, you want to have all of those metal energies for later if you're going to set up the second Gatling Slug. And if you grab the fighting now, then you have that opportunity to use this with the Hyper Potion, which Grant is holding onto in his hand right now. So thinking about some future turns here, really just sees 4 prize cards and thinks I need to endure 4 attacks from this deck, and you start to reduce a few of those once you have the Hyper Potion. That's going to take away at least 1.
Absolutely, yeah. Usually the important energy is the fighting energy for that VMAX, but in this case, the metal energy is so crucial for Grant Shen and these Duraludon V. So we're going to see the manual attachment of that energy onto the Duraludon V. Lost City is now in play, so just like in Game 1, Regirock is going to hit our Lost Zone here for Rahul.
With Rahul losing out on some of those scoop-up nets, maybe won't be able to play down too many of these energies before losing the Regirock. And if we saw boss's orders on that Regirock, you know that'd be very painful. So get as many energies down into play as you can, and that's why Regidrago is such a great attacker in this spot. Obviously dealing 160, but then if a different Pokemon's targeted, you get to hold on to those energies for later. Yeah,
that's huge. Rahul thinking of every single strategy here, trying to get through that prize mapping. Those 4 prize cards left. That's 2 Duraludon V that need to be knocked out here on Rahul's side of things. 2 choice belts coming down onto the field as well. And we're going to see that energy put onto the Regidrago for that giant fangs.
Yep, we do see the scoop up net there. So made use of this ability and then hides the Regirock. So smart. This means that he will have access to this later on. Knows that Grant has all those copies of boss's orders. It says, I'm not going to fall for that trap.
Yeah, I don't want to fall into anything that is going to mess me up here on this path for sure. So Rahul just going to go into that Marnie. Both players draw into a new set of cards here, and then we're just going to see the quick ball actually to search back out that Regirock.
Yeah, this works out just fine. Of course, you don't always have to show your opponent that you're going to do this, but this is just the magic of gift energy. You know you're probably going to get knocked out in the active spot. It's not likely your opponent has that boss's orders off the top 4. So just get all of the Regis in your hand, and it looks like we're actually going to see the Regirock played back down to draw 1 card. This is kind of dangerous.
To draw 1 card. Wow, what was the 1 card? Hopefully important here for Rahul. But yeah, it's just going to be that giant fangs here for the 160 damage onto the Duraludon V. Actually, there's no Path to the Peak in play, so with that hard coat, it's going to be even less, 130 there, onto the Duraludon V. Grant Shen's side of the field now, we do have that second Duraludon V in play already with 2 energy attached, only 1 needed to have a fully loaded alternate attacker here. Let's see if we can see some healing potentially from Grant Shen as an option 2. But first, we're going to see that VMAX searched out of the deck with the Ultra Ball.
Yeah, the hand is really good here. He has the Pokegear to go find another supporter for a future turn, but he has boss's orders in hand too. So you can go ahead and use this Duraludon VMAX, have the Skyscraper ability locked in play right now, and if you boss's orders the Regirock, not only do you put that in the Lost Zone, but you avoid the gift energy. You don't give Rahul those extra cards, which he desperately showed he needed. He went for a 1-card Dragon's Horde last turn.
Yeah, that's true. That is a lot of information that you have there. And that's what we're going to see here from Grant Shen, bringing up that Regirock while the Lost City's in play. Both Regirock are now in the Lost Zone. And, of course, Grant Shen evolved into that VMAX now with that ability that is so important in this matchup here. Rahul now having to respond. Regidrago's in the active position, and that's going to be it.
Yep, that is it. What a great line there from Grant. Found the right cards off of that Marnie. But Rahul took a huge risk there, trying to find some additional cards, and he lost out on that Regirock.
Yeah, that Regirock came down for the 1-card draw, immediately just targeted down. I mean, Grant's hand was so slim. It was like, what, a couple cards? So maybe Rahul was just thinking, you know, if he has it, he has it sort of thing. I am desperately trying to get get some outs to these turns, so who knows what happened there, but we saw it play out in front of us, and that's going to bring us to a 1-1 here for both of our players into a game 3, Kyle.
What a historic update we have here. Rahul switching out the art of the fighting energied professor research for a regular copy. I don't know if this is going to work out for him here. That has been his go-to find, always drawing him into the perfect cards. And you know, it's signed. That's a one of edition. It's so important to his deck.
We've seen it, yeah.
Now it's just a 50-cent research. That's not going to help out here with the rest of his deck being so swagged out.
Uh-oh, maybe that was a lucky charm, you know.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm very worried for him in this situation here. Going into game 3 with an unusual card in his deck, it's a scary spot.
Whoa, we'll see what happens here for both these players. I guess now that we've seen our game 1 and our game 2, Kyle, what do you think about this matchup and how it maps out for either of these players?
I think if any other Duraludon player is sitting at the table, Rahul is going to take this easy. But Grant knows exactly what to do here. And usually, Arceus Duraludon has the playability of a brick wall, as you just do nothing, set up energies, and do things. But being able to identify exactly how to use every single resource is what Grant does, and he did it so flawlessly. I think we're up for a really great game. The one thing we've missed, Rahul has not had the pop-off turn. It's game 3. We got to see something.
Lucky number 3 potentially here for Rahul. I am so excited to get into this, but yeah, you're absolutely right, Kyle. And we've honestly gotten so lucky being the casters of this tournament because we have seen such skillful players join us at this table on stream and show their decks here in an alternate way to play them, just like Piper just did in our last oh my gosh, whoa, hold up a second. What the heck is that, Kyle?
That's very bad. Rahul going to be down to only 2 Aurora Energy, and that's the only way that he gets off half the good attacks in this matchup. You can't knock out an Arceus V if you don't have 2 Aurora Energies exactly on that Regirock.
Yeah, 2 Aurora Energy, and I think it was also 3 Regi in there. Of course, Rahul does have Hisui and Heavy Ball, but you want as little Regi in the prize card as possible. Maybe, you know, one is fine, one is fine, but more than that, you get put into some very sticky situations. So this is already starting off unlucky for Rahul so far, but let's see if he can piece things together and get things rolling here in this game 3. Everything comes down to this. This is our Masters top 8. Grant Shen versus Rahul Reddy. Let's see who can take this win and head into our top 4. Of course, starting over here on Rahul's side, we do see the Ultra Ball bringing out the Drago. Regice was already in hand. Twin Energy coming down, and we're passing it back over to Grant Shen.
Yeah, has the Twin Energy on the Regieleki, which means that he has an opportunity to maybe retreat into that Drago if he needs to draw into some additional cards, find some good lines. I think that we saw the Serena discarded, so there has to be a great card in there to follow up. And it also holds on to the path to the peak, so should be a decent turn for Rahul, hopefully. And on Grant's side, we at least do see that Arceus V-Star, but I guess one thing we haven't talked about with his deck is having the opening energy is so important.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the hand yet, but obviously he's got a couple things that you have to do in order to play the game here.
That's pretty much one of the main components that is super essential for Duraludon. In any way you play it, you need that energy. That is on that Arceus to accelerate the energy onto the board state. Of course, you want it to be on that Duraludon that you have, but oh no.
Yeah, he's got plenty of energies, no Pokemon to accelerate these energies to, except for himself, as Arceus V is going to do this, but this is not good. Boss's orders to stall, bring up the Regice. If Rahul finds the perfect hand, he could get that Regirock rolling for a knockout here. Finds the Professor's Research, and actually, thank God it's not the other one. This is, we got the full art. We're going to be playing full dripped out.
Full dripped out indeed, Kyle. Wow, so just lackluster here for Grant Shen. You wanted to see another Pokemon here, and this is so tough. And on Rahul's side, let's see if he can piece everything together, make things happen. Of course, putting down that path to the peak before everything's
3-choice builder, the first cards. What is this?
Rahul, did you shuffle? Did you shuffle the deck, homie? Oh no. That is definitely not what you want to see there, but we're going to see the Aurora Energy here discarding one of those 3 choice belt from the hand.
What a nightmare. At least he finds the Aurora Energy, but
exactly.
You need that second one to get rolling, and you'd love to just have the gift energy in these situations. When you're going to have to play this slow turn, use the Regigate, and bring out this Regirock, you're not going to have access to any other additional cards unless you can thin this hand all the way down and use Dragon Sword.
Absolutely. So the Regi that are in the prize cards is the Registeel, Regirock, and a Regigigas as well for Rahul. So definitely got to keep that in mind here as these turns play out. Yep. All right.
Grant, with the bare minimum on his side, does have the Arceus V-Star in hand and finally an Ultra Ball so that he can get another Pokemon into play.
That's good.
Would love to see that Duraludon V. And sure enough, we are going to see that here now. It's going to have the energies from to be ready for Gatling Slug, but there's no way to block the path to the peak, so no additional cards with the Starbirth.
Yep, Grant Shen, though, the Arceus V living another day now into a V-Star. This was huge. Grant Shen saved the day, got those energy attached to that Duraludon V with that heavy acceleration there. And then, yeah, 1 prize card taken off the bat back to Rahul's side of the field. No way for Grant to bump that stadium, so it's still in play. The Gigas is going to join the party here on the bench for Rahul off of that quick balling away at one of the Regieleki.
Yeah, usually Regigigas is the Pokemon that you're looking for in this deck so that you can use the ability, but Rahul is more concerned with where do my choice belts go, and Regigigas is the prime candidate for this. And it sets up for that math perfectly with the Terra Spark into the Gigaton Break, and now he has that available. We'll see what other cards he has to maybe get a big turn here.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Played down the hand here into the Dragon's Horde to be able to draw into another 3 cards. Is going to end up quick balling away the path to the peak here to get that Regice onto the field with the quick ball.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Hisuian Heavy Ball is going to be a live option here. Has the one Registeel still in the deck, but if he finds that card, could obviously just pull that out of the prizes now.
Yep, and that would be our last Regi that we need. Ooh.
Maybe an Aurora Energy to go along with this would be nice.
Yeah, that would be super nice. And hey, we might see it here because that research is going to draw into an additional 7 cards. There is the ball.
Yep, there's the Hisuian Heavy Ball and the Aurora Energy.
Perfect. Yeah, if we can see a way to discard it out of the hands, but I don't know if I see one. At least through into
just play it.
Oh yeah, you just play it. Perfect.
Yeah, not a lot of decks.
Didn't manually attach yet.
Yeah, we're not used to decks playing their energies for the turn. Usually they just throw them down with an Archeops.
That's so true. Yeah, it's literally like Archeops, Arceus V-Star. I mean, this is bananas here. Regigigas. So many of these decks out here in the field. But hey, you can just play it down there for Rahul Reddy. No manual attachment yet. That's going to be perfect to take out that Arceus V-Star. 2 prize cards down. We're back over onto Grant Shen's side. Of course, the Saving Grace Duraludon V now in the active position here. Fantastic. He was able to at least survive a turn and get that down. But let's see what else he can make of this turn. Colress's Experiment is going to be the start here, debating what to keep from here. Does get to keep 3 cards from this hand.
I think he's found the perfect 3. He's debating it, but these are almost as good as it gets. Has a Pokegear along with a Hyper Potion and a Double Turbo. So you could, of course, use that Double Turbo, Hyper Potion, heal off most of the damage that any of these Pokemon do on Rahul's side. But he's debating it. He's actually going to throw away the Hyper Potion.
Yeah.
Must really value having another Pokemon down. Oh, I think he's got another Hyper in play, or that's a Pokegear in the hand too.
I don't know. I can like barely see
it's
the
so
hand.
tough, yeah.
Grant is holding it close to the chest for sure. Oh, we're going to see the VMAX. Oh, and the Lost City, of course, that fighting energy coming down onto the VMAX to be able to attack with that G-Max pulverization here. Take the knockout. Down to 4 prize cards now for Grant Shen. Lost City's in play, so that Regirock, the Regirock being the target here. He discarded a path, but now he just found the 3rd path.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is the 3rd path to the peak.
Yeah.
Already had the belt down on the Regigigas if he has access to the Regirock, which he does by way of the Hisuian Heavy Ball that he drew from the prize cards. Are you kidding me? Has everything there lined up.
Oh, no. Here we go, laying back the prize cards back down there.
Also found the other Aurora Energy, so has that attachment. Still did have the Twin, which is perfect. You're going to need that to get to all 5 energies needed for the Gigaton Break.
Gigaton Break. and is going to be able to attack with that. That choice belt as well being on the Gigas is going to take down that 330 HP Duraludon VMAX. I hate to see it, Kyle. Honestly, I'm pretty sad right now.
Come on, Grant.
I know. Hey, if anybody can make it back, it's Grant Shen here, but I don't know. Rahul Reddy going down to only one prize card left to take. Grant Shen's side of the field here, just a lone Arceus B in the active.
I wonder if the only way to do this was if the Pokegear found the Raihan. I can't even remember if it's been played, but that's going to be the game. Rahul Reddy cleaning things up here with the 2-1 victory over Grant Shen.
Absolutely. I hate to see Duraludon VMAX knocked out here, but hey, Grant Shen taking home another top 8 position here, and that is absolutely incredible. Rahul Reddy, of course, is going to be into our top 4, that much closer to potentially crowning as the winner of our Knoxville, Tennessee Regional Championship, and I'm sure that would be absolutely huge. Like you said, Kyle, add in a Pikachu.